Imagine this. Somewhere beneath the waves, in one of the most remote parts of our planet, lies a Boeing 777 carrying 239 people. We know it went down. We have found pieces of it washed up on distant shores. We have spent hundreds of millions of dollars searching for it. So why hasn't anyone simply gone down and brought it back? It sounds like the obvious thing to do. Find the wreckage, recover the aircraft, solve one of the greatest aviation mysteries in history, give the families answers they have waited years to hear. But the truth is far more complicated, and the deeper you look into the story, the more impossible the task becomes. The aircraft known as Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 disappeared on March 8, 2014. It departed Kuala Lumpur carrying 239 passengers and crew. Less than an hour later, it vanished from civilian radar. No distress call, no emergency message, no explanation, just silence. For days, search teams looked in the wrong place. Then investigators discovered something shocking. Military radar data suggested the aircraft had turned around and flown back across Malaysia before heading south into the vast emptiness of the Indian Ocean, and that's where the real nightmare began. The southern Indian Ocean is one of the most isolated places on Earth. There are no nearby cities, no busy shipping lanes, no convenient rescue bases, just thousands upon thousands of square miles of open water. The ocean there is brutally deep. In some areas, the seafloor lies more than 20,000 feet below the surface. That's nearly 4 miles down. At those depths, sunlight never reaches the bottom. The temperature hovers just above freezing, and the pressure is crushing. Every square inch experiences forces hundreds of times greater than what you feel standing at sea level. Human divers cannot survive there. Even advanced submarines can only operate with specially engineered pressure-resistant hulls. The ocean floor itself makes everything worse. Most people imagine the seabed as a flat surface. It isn't. It's a landscape of underwater mountains, cliffs, canyons, trenches, and volcanic ridges. Some peaks rise thousands of feet from the ocean floor. Some valleys plunge even deeper into darkness. Searching that terrain is like trying to find a single crashed car somewhere in a mountain range the size of a continent. Except you can't see it, and it's buried beneath miles of water. To find MH370, search teams deployed some of the most advanced technology ever used in a missing aircraft investigation. Ships crisscrossed the ocean, towing sonar systems. Autonomous underwater vehicles mapped vast sections of the seabed. Engineers created detailed underwater terrain models. Every strange shape on the sonar scans had to be investigated. Every potential clue required another expensive mission. The search became the largest and most expensive in aviation history, and still nothing, at least not the main wreckage. Over time, pieces of debris began appearing. A wing component washed ashore on Reunion Island. Other fragments appeared on beaches in Mozambique, Tanzania, Madagascar, and elsewhere around the Indian Ocean. Ocean current models confirm something important. These pieces almost certainly came from MH370. The aircraft had gone into the ocean. But finding debris on beaches and finding the wreck itself are two completely different things. Imagine dropping a bottle into the ocean. A year later, someone finds it on a distant shore. Now try figuring out exactly where it entered the water. That's the challenge investigators faced. The ocean is constantly moving. Currents shift. Storms redirect floating objects. Years pass. Evidence drifts thousands of miles. Every recovered fragment answered one question and created 10 new ones. And then came the theories. Lots of theories. Some suggested mechanical failure. Others proposed a fire on board. Some believed the aircraft was hijacked. Others thought the pilots deliberately changed course. There were theories involving secret military operations, theories involving hidden runways, even theories involving aliens. The internet exploded with speculation. But theories are easy. Evidence is hard. And most of the evidence lies somewhere at the bottom of the Indian Ocean. Even if search teams located the wreck tomorrow, another enormous challenge would begin: recovery. A modern Boeing 777 weighs hundreds of tons. After years underwater, the structure would likely be scattered across the seabed. The impact with the ocean would have broken large sections apart. Currents could have spread debris across miles. Corrosion would weaken metal components. Marine life would slowly cover everything. Lifting a massive aircraft from such depths would require some of the most complex underwater engineering ever attempted. Every cable, every attachment point, every recovery system would have to function perfectly in complete darkness under crushing pressure. And unlike a shipwreck resting mostly intact, an aircraft tends to fragment violently during a high-speed ocean impact. There may not even be a single object large enough to lift in one piece. The wreck could be spread across an enormous area. Some sections could be buried beneath sediment. Others could be lodged inside underwater ravines. Some parts might never be found at all. But beyond the engineering challenges lies another reason this mystery remains so powerful: the human story. 239 people boarded that flight expecting to arrive at their destination. Parents, children, students, business travelers, couples, friends, people making plans for the future, people sending final messages they never realized would be their last. For the families left behind, uncertainty became its own form of tragedy. Most disasters provide answers. This one provided questions. Year after year, relatives continued searching for information. Some held on to hope. Others demanded more investigation. Many simply wanted closure, a place to grieve, a reason to stop wondering. But the ocean keeps its secrets remarkably well. For centuries, ships, aircraft, and entire expeditions have disappeared beneath the waves. Sometimes they are found decades later. Sometimes they are never found at all. And that's what makes MH370 different from almost every other aviation disaster. We know the aircraft is gone. We know roughly where it ended up. We have pieces of it. Yet the main wreckage remains hidden, somewhere in the darkness, somewhere beneath miles of water, waiting. Maybe future technology will finally reveal the answer. Maybe a new expedition will discover the debris field. Maybe investigators will eventually reconstruct exactly what happened during those final hours. Or maybe the Indian Ocean will keep the secret forever. Because sometimes the biggest mysteries aren't hidden by governments or conspiracies. Sometimes they're hidden by nature itself. An endless ocean, a vast empty horizon, and a silence that has lasted for years. Somewhere below those waves lies a story that the world still doesn't fully understand. And until the wreck is found, the final chapter remains unwritten.